For this video, I thought I'd talk a little bit about gear. Specifically, my Endpin. This has been on my mind a lot recently. You see, as my strings get older, I find myself reaching for my wooden Endpin a little more than I am my stainless steel Endpin. So I thought, why don't I record examples of both, put them on the channel, and maybe solicit your opinions as to what you think these two Endpins sound like side by side. First, a little context. The Endpin is really that spike at the bottom of a double bass. We don't really associate it so much with sound qualities as we do the height of the instrument. It's the stick we take out to make the bass taller or shorter. A little bit of history. Along with cello, the double bass was played from the floor pretty much until the earliest Endpins appeared around 1845. These Endpins were made out of wood. The older Endpins were at a set length, so basically that meant you would put them in when it was time to play, and you would take them out and put them away when you were done playing. But the adjustable Endpin, the Endpin that you could fix the height of, was introduced around 1890, and the fully retractable metal Endpin that most of us use and know became a standard sometime around 1900 or a little thereafter. Now, the Endpin is something we don't tend to really associate with sound in the beginning. It's really a technical thing. It helps us to put the bass at the height that it needs to be. However, there have been theories over the years that the length of an Endpin, the material it's made out of, even the diameter of it, will have a drastic effect on the sound of the instrument and the perceived volume of the bass. Today, the Endpin discussion is a hot topic. A lot of players today either use a stainless steel Endpin, or a wooden Endpin, or carbon fiber Endpin, which is very popular. Why bother? Well, each one of these materials have different weights and densities, and different ways in which they vibrate or will allow your instrument to vibrate, which is why a stainless steel Endpin was going to sound pretty different than a carbon fiber Endpin. Most of us use a stainless steel Endpin, the one that comes with our instrument. This one's the heaviest, this one has the most edge, but it's also the punchiest and the most strident of all the Endpins I've found. It's also the brightest. Wood. Another option. It's been around for years and years, and some of my favorite players today still use wooden Endpins. These Endpins tend to sound darker. People say they're more resonant. People also say they're warmer and actually louder than stainless steel Endpins. Now, the third is carbon fiber. For the record, I played a carbon fiber Endpin for about 2 years, and I loved it. It was awesome. It was the best Arco sound I've ever heard. It made it smooth, the response was quick, but I tended to miss the punch and the immediacy that I got with the stainless steel Endpin, so I switched back. Now, for the sake of this comparison, let's just stick with steel and wood. I'm going to be using these two Endpins, which I own. The first, stainless steel, it came with my bass. If you'll note, I've cut off a little bit of it. I read somewhere that if you take a little mass off your Endpin, your instrument will vibrate a little better. I think it's nominal, but it's worked for me. Stainless steel. The other is a wooden Endpin, specifically walnut. This Endpin was made for me by a very fine bassist in the UK named Ben Baston, who has a website. He offers wooden Endpins made to your specs, diameter and length. I will provide a link below. I'm going to compare these two Endpins and share with you my feelings afterward, but I really appreciate it if you hear any differences yourself. Please post them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. So, I'm going to play 3 examples of styles under a controlled recording using all the same variables, changing just the Endpins. So, let's see how they sound. So my immediate impressions are the stainless steel Endpin was louder to my ears. Where I was playing, everything came through much louder with the stainless steel Endpin. That being said, it was definitely more strident. It was easier to play with the bow with the wooden Endpin. It was warmer. From where I was sitting, I could hear a little tiny bit more resonance on the lower strings. And it was a little cleaner, if only for the fact that there was less treble. There was much more treble with the stainless steel Endpin. Now, that being said, it was more punchy. If I was playing in a band environment and I wanted to cut through, maybe the stainless steel Endpin would be the solution to that. But there were minor differences, and I'd be interested in hearing what all of you thought you heard in the recording. So let me know in the comments below. I'd appreciate it. And as an addendum, as I edit this, I'm hearing it even more, and I'm shocked at how much louder the wooden Endpin sounded on tape. Even the levels, as I edit this, are peaking much more than the stainless steel Endpin ever did, which shocks me because when I'm playing the instrument, everything probably seems, my perception is that it's clearer when I'm playing the stainless steel Endpin, but it's definitely acoustically coming out louder, which is kind of in line with when I bought the Endpins a few years ago. I got everything out and I played for my wife in our living room, and immediately she said, "Oh, the wooden Endpin is louder." It's definitely louder, but it seemed to take some edge off from me, from what I was trying to hear. So the stainless steel Endpin, definitely, there's a lot of overtones there. There's more mid-range content and treble content, perhaps a string that can cut through a little more with a stainless steel Endpin, but the wooden Endpin is definitely, amending my statements now as I edit this, it's louder. It's louder, it's deep, and I love the sound of it with the bow. So in a perfect world, I'd still love to hear what you have to say, so let me know. Remember, your bass, your hands, the room you're playing in, the floor surface you're playing on, these all contribute to how your bass is going to sound, how it's going to resonate, and in turn, how well you're going to play. So before you think that going out and buying an Endpin will change your whole musical life, I would recommend that you check out all these other variables. It starts with your ear and your hands first. Thanks for checking out the video. If you liked it, I'd appreciate it if you click the like button. And please subscribe for more very jazz, bass-centric content coming at you every single week. As always, take care of yourself and please love your neighbor.